Desktop virtualization. On the surface, it seems like a pretty simple concept. Separate a user's personal desktop environment from their physical PC and put it on a virtual machine running on a remote server. In theory, companies end up saving big money on hardware and administration, and everything looks and acts exactly the same to the end user. In theory. The reality of desktop virtualization can be a completely different story. While companies can reduce capital expenses on hardware, their operational expenses can skyrocket as support teams struggle to provision and manage exploding numbers of virtual machines. And the process can be anything but transparent to end users as they experience huge frustration just getting printers and other peripherals to work and watch their multimedia applications slow to a crawl from being delivered over the network. Then there's the problem of navigating through a maze of technologies available in today's market. What is the best delivery method? Where do physical PCs and offline VDI fit in? Does anybody support a blended delivery model? What about avoiding vendor lock-ins? Is rip and replace the only option for moving forward? And what's the best strategy for aligning Windows 7 migrations with desktop virtualization initiatives? At Quest Software, we think desktop virtualization should be simple, not just in theory, but in reality. That's why Quest and Microsoft have teamed up to offer virtualization management tools and platforms that simplify desktop virtualization. Products like Quest vWorkspace, Quest command and control console that liberates desktop virtualization and frees you to choose from multiple virtual desktop platforms. With vWorkspace, you can control your entire virtualization environment regardless of whether you're running VDI, terminal server remote desktop session host, AppV, or any combination of technologies. vWorkspace integrates with Microsoft's Hyper-V and System Center Virtual Machine Manager, so you can automate tasks like provisioning, load balancing, and power management. That means you can start delivering on the promise of virtualization by saving on both capital and operational expenses. And Quest vWorkspace enhances Microsoft's Remote Desktop Protocol and Remote FX to deliver the best possible end-user experience over LANs and WANs. Universal printer and device support and acceleration of multimedia and graphics help keep your end users happy. So instead of cursing you for connection problems and slow performance, they become some of your biggest fans. vWorkspace is also hypervisor agnostic, which is a fancy way of saying it doesn't matter which platform you use. ESX, Hyper-V, Virtuoso containers, vWorkspace supports them all and even lets you run multiple platforms simultaneously. So even if you start a project on VMware, you're free to evaluate Hyper-V or any other platform without affecting your current investment. And vWorkspace lets you match the right technology to your end users by supporting a truly blended delivery model. That means you can decide which combination makes the best economical sense for your company rather than being forced to choose one technology over another. Finally, vWorkspace can help you defer the cost of PC upgrades for Windows 7 migrations by turning older computers into zero PCs, zero maintenance thin clients that run as virtual Windows 7 desktops. So instead of buying a truckload of new machines, you can invest in building the virtual infrastructure of your dreams. So what are you waiting for? Visit quest.com/vWorkspace now to learn how you can get the most from your virtual infrastructure. Quest vWorkspace and Microsoft. Desktop virtualization simplified.